Good evening. Welcome, people. Welcome. On today's show, no Semenyo for Arsenal. Shocking, isn't it? Genuinely shocking. It's not really, but hey, it is what it is. And of course, the big talk. Man City and Aston Villa are chasing Arsenal. Is there trouble ahead? Aston Villa are on an 8, 9, 10 game win streak, and doesn't seem like they're going to stop. Man City, well, it is Man City, so we cannot say that much about it, because Man City, that is a force you can never count out, and they tend to come on top 90% of the time, so definitely it's gonna be a rough one. But overall, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Mikel Arteta. We're gonna talk about issues, like some positives, maybe. We're gonna talk about all that. So smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new, and let's do this. Big up Gooner SC. What a surprise. Not exactly. It's not. We are not in for Semenyo. Lamaka. Good evening. Good evening. Big up Mubarak. Big up. Players available. Market. Yildiz, Semenyo, Rodrigo. Now you are Arteta. Which one is the best weapon? With Arteta, none of them. Ironically enough, with Arteta, it is none of them. Whether you like it or not, it is none of them. Yildiz, best case scenario. Summer signing. Best case scenario. Semenyo, not an option, nor January, at least. It looks like not even in summer, because Semenyo apparently doesn't want to wait even till summer, and he wants to move in January. And Liverpool, City, United are the top targets, apparently, the places where to go. Another issue, Odegaard was selfish. Odegaard, Saka, both selfish. Odegaard was shocking, to be honest, against Everton. But hey, in physical games, he disappears. Big up Hendon. Big up. Hope you're doing well. And big up Tyrell. Hope you're doing well today, brother. Hope everything's fine with you. Go subscribe to Tyrell as well, people. Go subscribe to him. He does elite streams, talks about relevant stuff. And one day we must collab, man. One day we need to do a collab. We need to do a live show, a panel show together, people. We need to do that. One day, Tyrell, we need to do this. Give me a second. Yeah, let's do this. And here we bloody go. But yeah, Semenyo is one of those Arsenal linked but don't want. It's a weird case scenario. It's an interesting situation, especially with Semenyo, given the fact that we decided not to sign Semenyo. We decided Madueke instead. 52 million, 65 million, 13 million difference. Technically speaking, it's not that much. Especially for a club like Arsenal. It shouldn't be that much, and it is not that much. Let's be real. Let's be frank with it. And yeah, now people are calling for Semenyo to be signed or someone like that, despite the fact that, well, Madueke signed. Haha. Let's be real. But hey, we're gonna talk. It's gonna be interesting to see what Arsenal does, because I don't expect much in January. What we're gonna do in summer, it's a completely different story for now. You see the Harry Semenyo vaccine lyrical about how wonderful Odegaard was. Yeah, I saw that. It was absolutely insane, to say the least. It was insane. It was nuts. And the less said about that, the better. Let's just put it that way. And regarding Arsenal and regarding, of course, Semenyo, it's not just the fact that some people are reporting that Arsenal don't want him. It's also the big dogs are reporting that Arsenal don't want him. And that is obviously David Ornstein, the mouthpiece of Arsenal. Let's just put it that way. And if you want to get deeper into detail regarding that, it basically comes from here. And I'm going to just put it on the screen in a tiny second. Here it is. This is what David Ornstein said about Semenyo. Arsenal looked at Semenyo, but with a larger intention of signing him next summer. It is not thought the winger is willing to wait until that point. And that is the case. Semenyo apparently himself is not willing to sit and wait with hands in his lap to wait till summer. He wants to move in January. And of course, Arsenal, being Arsenal, let's be real, are not willing to move anywhere in January. Besides, well, being stationary. And if we drop out of Carabao Cup or something like that, move to Dubai. Let's just put it that way. So at the end of the day, Semenyo most likely, and pretty much I would say 99.9999999% is not going to be an Arsenal player. He's going to be a player for Liverpool or City or Spurs or United or someone like that. Let's just put it frank and let's just put it that way. No way, shape, and other form about it. The only signing what in January is the new manager. Well, we know how this is going to go, isn't it? And then we all know how this is going to go. Now that Isak has a fractured leg, yeah, he's apparently out for a few months as well. It's not like Isak is out for a few games. He's out for a few months. So Semenyo could be a target. Apparently, Liverpool is the number one target. And not from Semenyo's point of view, but it's more of Liverpool's point of view. Semenyo obviously is an Arsenal fan, which is quite insane that Arsenal don't want him. But hey, I guess it is what it is. No, apparently he's Liverpool fan. From what I have heard, Semenyo is an Arsenal fan. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Semenyo told in 2024 to The Athletic, straight up, I am an Arsenal fan. That is what Semenyo said to The Athletic. Obviously, Arsenal mouthpiece, but hey, if he says it, it might be true. For Isak, leg fracture is better than a ruptured ACL. Well, depends what type of fracture it is, because if it fractures in the wrong place, it could be worse to some degree. It could be worse to some degree. Now, if we move forward, there are some other things we need to talk about Arsenal, and this is one of them. Murillo. Obviously, we have talked about Murillo potentially for Arsenal to sign as a center back option. The thing is about Murillo, would he want to be a backup option to Saliba? I more envisioned Murillo being an option if Saliba leaves, more than anything. Let's be real, I expected Murillo to be a number one guy. Like, I'm not going to lie. That is the biggest thing. But hey, to address defensive injury concerns, apparently Arsenal have been linked with Nottingham Forest Murillo ahead of January transfer window, despite a recent long-term contract. This season, he's shown strong defensive skills and confidence on the ball. It means nothing. I'm not gonna lie. At the end of the day, it means nothing. But now, here is what Semenyo said. Here it is. If you Google it, right, on Talk on Sport this afternoon, they said Semenyo's Liverpool fan. But this is what Semenyo said himself. Antoine Semenyo said, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I don't conflict when I have to play against them. It's my job. Moving to a club like Arsenal would be a dream come true. I've watched them all my life. This is literally what Antoine Semenyo said himself. So from where did they pick that he is a Liverpool fan? I have genuinely no idea. Sounds like another BS. Let's be real from that point of view. Sounds like another wannabe story, to say the least. But yeah, going back to Semenyo, it is a very interesting one that Arsenal don't want him. Big up blessing. Big up. Hope you're doing well today. Big up. Get off. We don't need pressure on us, please. What type of pressure? There is pressure more than anything. There is gonna be pressure because it's Arsenal. For Arsenal, Arsenal want to treat themselves that pressure is a privilege, right? Because they have treated themselves that out, right? For Arsenal, pressure should be a thing they experience on consistent basis. Let's just put it that way. At a club like Arsenal, at least one trophy a season is the bare minimum. It should be the case. Tony Adams said it himself back in the day in interviews that at a club like Arsenal, pressure is coming with a territory. It should be the case. Pressure should be there. Because at a club like Arsenal, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Europe, it doesn't matter. No trophy is smaller. No trophy is small for a club like Arsenal. Every single trophy Arsenal should be getting. We should be playing on all fronts. Let's just put it that way. For the sake of an argument. Big up Marlon, still maintaining Arteta out, of course. And Odegaard, that he's useless and Odegaard should be out and everything. That is Marlon. Obviously, he does that daily for us. Let's be real. But it is what it is. He sticks still strong to his guns. So we'll see how that's going to go. Is this a discussion for us at the moment? No pressure, but only the fans like you who think pressure because the media are pushing it. Really? Really? Because the media are pushing it. Really? You must be new to the channel. You genuinely must be new to the channel, to say the least. Saying that I am pushing pressure as a narrative for Arsenal just because media is doing it. Seriously, are you insane? Serious talk. Because I've been saying there's a pressure for Arsenal since day one. Since I started this channel, I said there's a pressure on Arsenal before I even had this channel. I grew up on Arsenal winning Premier League. I grew up on Arsenal playing in Champions League final. I grew up on trophies, on serial winners, on invincibles. I grew up on that. For me, trophies is a must. For Arsenal, pressure should be there no matter what. It is Arsenal. We are not Yeovil Town, Wimbledon, Portsmouth, or someone like that. We need trophies. It's not a pressure. It should be an expectation from a club like Arsenal at the end of the day. Our team is good enough to win stuff. We are just not doing it. We should have won trophies 2 years ago, 3 years ago, last year, 10 years ago under Wenger. We should have won the league when Leicester won it. We should have won the league 3 years before the Leicester win it. We should have won the Champions League in 2006. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Big up views, big up views, big up the unks, big up the unks. Hope you're doing well, bro. Go subscribe to Views on Sport. Go show him some love, some appreciation, all the best of stuff, some hugs and everything for the Christmas and everyday life. Let's be real. A hug shared is always a hug in need. Let's be real, people. Big up, Kwaja. Big up. Hope you're doing well today. I never saw Arsenal win the Prem. See? You have missed out. You have missed out. To be honest, you have missed out big time because I have seen Arsenal win the Prem. It's been 21 goddamn years, and it feels like, genuinely, it's been like a century. I'm not gonna lie, to say the least. Smash the likes, people. 5 likes so far. Let's push it up to 20 if we can. Let's push it up to 20 if we can. But Semenyo is off the cards. Apparently, another transfer news. I'm not gonna lie, it's not January, but we are all kind of doing a transfer show. This is a weird one. I'm not gonna lie. I feel very out of my element because when there is transfer business, I actually do the transfer stuff. I actually focus on that. But right now, it's not even the transfer window. It's 10 days till that, and we actually are doing transfer stuff. It's weird for me. I'm not gonna lie. But Arsenal have already held talks with Ayub Wadi, led by team of Andrea Berta. Whether that is true or not, who knows? 45 million euros is the prepared offer, and are looking to complete the deal in January. We actually want to win something in January. We're going to sign someone in January, potentially. I'm not going to lie, but hey, it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to go. We have talked about Body. I'm not going to lie. We have talked a bit about Body on occasion on this channel, but not too much. I don't watch League One to that extent to actually be so informed how good he can be. Obviously, he plays for Lille, and that's all I know. Obviously, last time we signed a player from Lille, it was Pepe, and that didn't work out well, but obviously he was misused. Before that, we signed Gabriel. That was fantastic signing at the end of the day. So go figure. Genuinely go figure. Big up, Sheldon. Big up, Sheldon. Hope you're doing well today. I was born in 2008. And I only saw Arsenal win an FA Cup and Community Shields, while Chelsea have won the league 3 times in the last 10 years. That's the biggest thing. You were born in 2008. So you have not seen Arsenal win Premier League, be in Champions League final, or any of those sort of things. You have seen Arsenal win, well, depending when you became Arsenal fan and how far your recollection of the memory goes, 3 FA Cups. I would put it 2 or 3 FA Cups at the best case scenario. Let's just put it that way. It's actually insane. I hope Andrea Berta buys someone in January. I hope so too. The ironic part is I don't want this manager getting any more money, no matter how you look at it. This is the nuts part. I want Arteta to succeed with the players he has. Because if all the Arsenal top Gooners want to go out and say we have the best squad in the league, best depth in the league, best everything in the league, we should be able to do the job with the players we have. And it's evident that we actually cannot to some degree. Until we do it, we cannot. So it's going to be interesting to see. Still Fulham 0-0 against Forest. Interesting. Do you think we are making January edition? If so, where do you think we should? In my opinion, we should sign a left wing, a midfielder, and a left back. That's 3 signings we should make at least. But we are not going to do that in January. Let's be real. I don't expect Arsenal to splash the cash. Best case scenario alone. If we sell someone bigger, then I expect Arsenal to sign someone. That is 100%. I think we're going to sign that Madrid left back. Which Madrid left back? Garcia? Mendy? Camavinga? Technically speaking. Which one? Need more details. They have quite a few of those. Well, why would Berta buy a player in January? No point in Arteta to utilize them to best their ability. True, but if you buy players for the next manager, let's just put it that way. Obviously, Berta buys players for Arteta. But if he buys already players with next manager in mind, if he has somebody lined up and he has already made an agreement in case, I'm not against it. Let's just put it that way. I'm not against it. I know Henri Vieira and Lee Dixon don't. Obviously, if you educate yourself on history, you know quite a few players, like you know your Winterburns and Mersons and everyone else. Let's be real, and righties and everything. Big up le doctor. Big up the doctor. Big up. Hope you're doing well. Big up. Victor Valapiendas. But again, he is like what? He's like what, 12? He's like what, 12 or something? He's like Alapiendas. How old is he? It feels like he's like 17 or 18 again. He's one for the future. He's 19. He plays for Castilla mostly. Like he's one for the future. Not for now. No hate Arteta, but keep him going live. Called him to count the count. Yeah. He can play center back and left back at Arsenal want to. Arsenal don't need more. We need a left back, but we need out and out left back. We don't need these makeshift center backs / left backs, left mid / left backs. We need a proper left back. We used to have that in Kieran Tierney, and obviously Arsenal binned it like it's trash. So that is on Arsenal. I just put it that way to say the least. I don't think personally with Berta just thinks he's Arteta is an incompetent prima donna qualified for the role. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. Any other news with Arsenal? It's this. We talked about it in the morning stream. We talked about it. So here we go. This is the worrying one. And this is where it stands at the moment. Over half the teams who have been top at Christmas have gone on and won the Premier League, which on paper sounds great, right? Technically speaking, not on paper, but technically. Arsenal, in 4 previous attempts, have never won the league in said circumstances, ironically enough. United have done it 5 out of 7 times. Liverpool, 2 out of 7 times. Chelsea have done it 5 out of 5 times. City have done it 3 out of 3 times. If we look, Leicester, 1 out of 1 times. If we look to more recent history. And of course, then there's Arsenal. The black sheep of the family of these circumstances. 4 times we've been on top at Christmas, and we have won the league, well, let's be real, 0 times. And this is the biggest worrying sign for me here. We are once again on top of Christmas, 2 points ahead of City, 3 points ahead of Aston Villa. The pressure is on, trouble is waiting. The question is, can Arsenal avoid it? That is the biggest thing. Can Arsenal deal with the pressure and avoid the troubles that awaits us and that lie ahead for the second part of the season? And the sad part is, I don't think we can. I genuinely don't think we can. Because we still have Arteta at the wheel. I don't trust him as far as I can trust him because he hasn't proven, let's be real, anything so far to a degree. Because he has won FA Cup. Okay, great. But since he has started spending money after he has won the FA Cup, ironically enough, he has won nothing. And that at the moment is the biggest measuring stick I can have at the moment. And I am genuinely worried I could do at the moment overall. I am worried to say the least. Damn, there is the gynecologist. Damn. Like, Damn. Dr. Seymour moving up in business, I guess. Dr. Seymour moving up in business, becoming a gynecologist as well. Fulham vs Force, a great end-to-end match. Damn. Must watch second half then. I could swear it's 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Hold on. 23, 24, 22, 23. 20, 12, 13. Oh, it's 4. It is 4. It is 4. It's not 5. I think it is actually 4. Because this summer doesn't count. Because this specific summer, sorry, this Christmas doesn't count into this because the season hasn't finished. So I think it is 4 actually. It is 4. That's why we are linked with McTominay, and that's Nacy Semenyo. That left back from Milan looks decent. He looks promising, but again, he's an Italian, and we all know how difficult and how dangerous it is to sign Italian players to Premier League straight up. Because on top of my head, I cannot even think about an Italian defender who has come to the Premier League and been phenomenal, who has been great. I genuinely cannot. Obviously, first name that comes to mind is Ogbonna, like Emerson. Obviously, then it's Calafiori, and none of them have done anything. So I don't even know. Anton for Newcastle. Oh, come on, man! Like it's definitely not great. We're branching out with new Obaja starting February 26, but Sheldon wasn't supposed to mention it. Odegaard missed the maternity ward and wanted to build. Oh, I see. So don't put it in the chat. Keep it under the wraps. Come on, man. Why we link with Dortmund goal? I don't know. I think we have some weird fetish for the goalkeepers. Genuinely feels like we have some weird fetish for the goalkeepers, to say the least. Now, this is something I'm actually not against Arsenal signing. And people might disagree with me quite heavily. People are gonna very disagree with me. But I am on board with this signing if this happens. Arsenal have Kobe Mainoo on their list of midfield options for January as they monitor Manchester United youngsters' limited minutes under Ruben Amorim. Obviously, they are on a foul-out massive one, and Mainoo wasn't even with the squad in the game against Aston Villa. They much rather play like under 20s rather than Mainoo. A loan move has been discussed internally, but no approach made, plus Mainoo considered to be very, very keen. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to have Mainoo at Arsenal. I think I would have taken Kobe Mainoo a year ago, 2 years ago, and I would still take Kobe Mainoo at Arsenal right now. People might disagree with me on this, but I strongly believe he actually could be a good fit for Arsenal. Definitely would be. The thing is, though, we all know that Arsenal are very open to selling to their biggest rivals. Would Manchester United be so willing to sell or loan anyone to Arsenal? Looking that Arsenal have given them, well, Alexis Sanchez, Aiden Heaven, Robin Van Persie, and well, you know how the deal goes with those. Chidobe Barton and everything like that. Would be nice to get someone in return, wouldn't it? Genuinely would be very nice to get someone in return. And I don't think Kobe Mainoo would be the worst option. Yes, swap Merino and Odegaard for him. Too expensive. Yeah, bring Mainoo alone to buy. I wouldn't be against that. I definitely would not be against Kobe Mainoo joining Arsenal. Loan to buy, loan with obligation to buy, loan with option to buy, or anything, or just buy. If he comes on cheap, let's just say 20 mil, buy. Why not? Buy him. I would definitely think so. It's a very 20 million for Kobe Mainoo, I think long term is a good investment. And I sound like a top Gooner saying these words, but I definitely believe that would actually be a smart and good investment into a player. Let's just put it that way. Question is Villa's goalie better than ours? Well, a World Cup winning Emi Martinez, you would think so. You genuinely would think so. I think for Mikel Arteta with Emi Martinez, he just didn't like him due to his antics. more than anything. Obviously, he didn't start doing his antics as much when he was here, but overall, I think there must be something like that because there's no. Emi Martinez can play with his feet, but not to a degree David Raya can, so to speak. But if we look from every other perspective, shot stopping to some degree, the height, commanding the box, and everything, I would say Emi Martinez is better to some degree, or at least the same level, worst case scenario. I definitely would take that. Will are on fire of a serial winning streak. They look unbeatable. Yeah, 10 games unbeaten in a row. It's definitely, they are a worry right now. I think they will run out of steam. I'm not gonna lie. Villa will run out of steam at some point. I expect that. But at the moment, they definitely are on a phenomenal run. They definitely are. It's similar like with Unai Emery when he was at Arsenal, when Arsenal went on 21-game unbeaten streak with Shkodran Mustafi at the back. Remember those days? 21-game unbeaten streak with Mustafi at center back until he got injured. And then the wheels came off. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, Morgan Rogers as well. Please, get Morgan Rogers to Arsenal, bin off Arteta if you want to, but Morgan Rogers at Arsenal is definitely something that we need, in my opinion. I take Merino. We need an 8. Exactly. For me, Kobe Mainoo is better than Mikel Merino. Play Mikel Merino at striker as much as you want, as long as Kobe Mainoo plays in the 8. I definitely would not be against that. 100% I would not be against that. Probably if Akavin or Rasta Stocks would be in the chat right now, or Oaxaca actually to some degree, they would probably be screaming in the chat that they don't want to sell him to us. Let's just put it that way, because they are all United fans and they don't want to make us stronger even. But I think definitely Kobe Mainoo to Arsenal would make us a better team, without shadow of a doubt. From all the players we actually could obtain from Man United, I think that would be definitely a good option. Definitely good option. Let's just put it that way. I can't see anyone stopping them. They will be stopped. I think Aston Villa will get stopped. I think they will run out of steam. Yeah, Morgan Rogers isn't a mad one. 12 GA is actually nuts. Big up DG2. Now forget Mainoo, get Yildiz. He's a baller. No, 2 different positions. Let's be real. If Mainoo comes for like 20 million or loan with option to buy, why not? Genuinely, why not? You can loan players in. And we are not going to sign Yildiz in January. I genuinely don't think so. 100 million for Arsenal to drop in summer. Besides Mudryk, we're never going to see that. Let's be real, as long as at least Mikel Arteta is here. We blew most of our load in summer. And I think it stops there. Best case scenario, unless we sell someone for some substantial amount of money right now in January, we are not going to sign anyone big. Best case scenario, if we go for Yildiz, it's going to be in summer. Best case scenario. I'm not going to lie. For me, Mainoo with loan, with obligation to buy, with option to buy, or even if it's 20 million, 25 million for Kobe Mainoo, I think it is fair amount, if not less even. Let's be real. If Kobe Mainoo, we can get, let's just say 20 million or something in that with add-ons, or 15 with add-ons or something like that, I would definitely take Mainoo. Definitely would take Mainoo at Arsenal without shadow of a doubt, to say the least. Okay, get Mainoo on loan with an option to buy. Exactly. You would think that he is better in the number 8 than Merino. You would think so. He has the mobility, he has the ball carrying ability as well. He definitely would do good in this system. He definitely has qualities that Arsenal's midfield desperately needs, ironically enough. He has the qualities that Arsenal's midfield desperately needs. Let's just put it that way. I fully believe so. I fully believe so. And if that actually happens, I would not be against it. I definitely would not be against it. Let's just put it that way. But would that happen? Not too sure. Genuinely not too sure. Not too sure about that, because I don't expect United being willing in general to sell someone or loan someone to Arsenal. I definitely don't expect that at all. I wouldn't, and I should. Hopefully, Havertz is fit in January. Sell Havertz in January. Bring in Mateta. Mateta as a backup. Igor Thiago, as Marlon is saying, Igor Thiago as well would not be bad. Definitely would not be against that. Without shadow of a doubt, Mateta, Igor Thiago, 100% I would be on board with that. 100%. But we are not going to sell Havertz in January. What even would be the odds for Arsenal that they sell Havertz in January? Because again, best case scenario, I can see him being sold in summer. Let's just put it that way. And I also believe that players like Havertz and some other ones are not gonna get sold as long as Mikel Arteta stays at the club. That is kind of feels like a kind of set in stone guarantee. As long as we have Mikel Arteta at the wheel, players like Havertz and players like other from that realm are not gonna be here. Are gonna be here and not gonna get sold. Let's just put it that way. Oh, and how many times you and nobody team win the league like this? Wait, what? What? What's happening? I can't lie. I'd say No. Daily Dushan needs to get bid forever. I don't want him at the club at all. Nowhere close to this team in any circumstances. Even if we have 10 strikers in the team and 11 of them are injured, I much rather have Win the Dog, the medical staff, Stan Kroenke at striker than Dusan Vlahovic. I'm not gonna lie. Just saying that. We can't sell nobody in January when we have injury crisis. That is the biggest issue. That is the biggest issue. If players come back during that, but let's be real. Put it that way. If we sell Martinelli, 60 million, and if we bring in Yildiz in January, nobody will complain. If it's player per player, in January, we could get away with that. If we loan in Kobe Mainoo, get someone like that, not against it. If we do something like that, I would not be against that. It depends who Arsenal would be willing to sell. If it's Odegaard, Martinelli, I'm all for it. Just bring in proper replacements or proper players instead of them for the money you just have received for those players. Let's just put it that way. Or do a strict swap, Havertz for Mateta or Thiago. But Arteta won't do it. The thing is, even if Arteta would do it, do you really believe Crystal Palace or Brentford, Nottingham Forest, right, can pay 260,000, 280,000 pounds a week for Havertz? Do you really think that is going to happen in any way, shape, or form? 280 grand a week, it's like 10-man budget for them. That one player would take up like half of their budget at the end of the day. I know I'm over-exaggerating, but you get the point. And we haven't sold anybody of notice since Arteta been here. Exactly. We haven't signed anyone massive as well in January. Let's be real. We haven't signed anyone big in January as well. For me personally, the last big signing Arsenal have made in January has been actually Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at the end of the day. And that also was mostly due to the sheer fact that Arsenal did a swap deal, Alexis Sanchez for Hendrik Mkhitaryan, and half the fan base, well, most of the fan base, was pissed off with Arsenal. They had to do the damage control. If we don't do that swap, I don't think we even get Aubameyang at the end of the day. He's not top on my list, but for a free, and he's done pretty well in Champions League group stage, but I hear it, not too many nines around these days, or just convert Exactly. Why do you need Vlahovic when we have Martinelli? Like, serious talk. Why do we need Vlahovic? Vlahovic, for me, is dead food. I don't want Vlahovic at the club whatsoever. He had few good seasons at Fiorentina. Fiorentina, I think it was Fiorentina, but that's about it. Let's just put it that way. But the wage structure is gonna cripple, especially selling Havertz and players like that. The wage structure is gonna be hell on earth. Obviously, there have been some vague rumors that in summer some Bundesliga teams would be willing to buy Kai Havertz. And if that is true, by all means, first plane, I will buy the ticket for him to leave. Even. Who do the Nelly at striker though? What you smoking his words? Martinelli at striker is better than Havertz. Come on, man. I mean, to be fair, with this Blazy is kidding. Martinelli was cooking us. Yeah, under Emery, yes. Under Emery, Martinelli was cooking at striker without shadow of a doubt. He was fantastic there, to say the least. He had fantastic goal scoring record. Let's be real, for such a young player coming from Brazilian second league, like he was on point. Let's just put it that way. But right now, even now, when Martinelli kind of drifts from the left into the center forward roles, he actually is dangerous there. He actually does some good bits. He gives the ball, he links up the play, and he gets in some dangerous positions. He does that still. It's just he kind of unlucky with the defenders and everything, obviously. But in those positions, he's actually been very, very solid and very good. I'm not gonna lie. It's been very, very, very decent. Let's just put it that way. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, stronger interest in Antoine Semenyo for January, specifically is Man City and Man United, 100%. Morgan Rogers allegedly is being discussed as a summer signing. I don't think so, but maybe. Arsenal consider being first. I just don't see it. I'm just checking, literally just checking what is out there regarding Arsenal. Let's just put it that way. I'm really checking what's out there just for the sake of an argument. Yeah, there's nothing much. There's nothing much regarding Arsenal, but yeah. Whoop, zoomed out a bit too far. And yeah, should have changed the screen. That's my fault. Let's see what you're saying in the chat, people. It doesn't matter who we sign. Arteta. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, at the moment, it doesn't matter who we sign as long as Mikel is here. 99% of the chance that none of the players are going to succeed as long as Mikel Arteta is here. Maybe we need to stop playing with hold-up players, such focus. At Highbury, we were electric on the counter, even in the early Emirates days. And that is the big thing. I think the perception of modern day fans is really lost in translation, because you actually can play a very exciting and very beautiful counter-attacking football. But people just these days are so used to parking the buses and other team holding the possession, i.e. Arsenal and other teams, that they think that when you play defensive or counter-attacking, it just means you park the bus, you hoof a long ball, and hope you can hold up onto it and just get an open gap. But at the end of the day, playing counter-attacking football actually can be beautiful and very exciting. And see, for example, Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid had mastered it. The way Real Madrid hit counters under Jose Mourinho, that was just breathtaking to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not opposed to selling Martinelli if we're bringing in Yildiz. Yeah, same. Or Rodgers, same, 100%. But we've seen him up to let a better manager have to go with him. Exactly. And that is the thing. You see Yildiz banging in goals. You see Rodgers banging in these goals and everything. We saw Eze banging in goals last season. We saw Gyökeres over the last 2 seasons banging in goals. And they come to Arsenal, they meet Mikel Arteta, and it's like they get space jammed. It's like Mikel Arteta is the alien who space jams most of the talent out of the player. And they don't know what to do with the ball, how to play with the ball, and what ball is even at the end of the day. Anti-attack, he plays attackers, they play reverse and defend. Yeah. And that is the biggest thing. Arsenal actually have the best defensive left winger and number 10 in the league. And just listen again to realize how insane that sounds. Arsenal Football Club have the best defensive left winger and the best defensive number 10 in the league. Like that already sounds preposterous by saying it. And when you see it on the pitch, it's even more nuts. Let's just put it that way. Morgan Rogers, a block breaker. We could use him instead of Odegaard. Oh, 100%. Oh, 100% we could use him without shadow of a doubt. The biggest question is, could Mikel Arteta use him properly? Because Eze also should have been, with the ball carrying, with the abilities that he possesses, he also should be able to break low blocks to some degree. And so far, we have pretty much seen none of that. Genuinely almost have seen none of that. Yeah, this could be the case. This could be the case. So we should just not sign anybody then. There could be that. I would not, to some degree, I would not be opposed to that. Because if you go what most of the fans are saying in the fan base, that Arteta is the best manager in the world, Arsenal have the best squad and the best depth in the world, Arteta should be able, with this team he has right now, disregarding the injuries, it doesn't matter, win stuff. And win majors, by the way, not just some stuff, win majors. And he already has gone 1 billion plus. And you would think that that would be enough over the course of 4.5 years to win something. But it's very evident that it's not. So time, I guess, only will tell. So 10 matches, more than our whole attack, definitely. Still 0-0 with Fulham Forest. Interesting. We need some play. We need, but should we? Zubimendi is a liability on quite a few occasions, and that is a big frustrating part. All the issues that I was worrying about Zubimendi when we signed him officially are happening. Obviously, at the time, people said I didn't know football, I didn't know ball, I was dumb. I was hating for the sake of hating. But when push comes to shove, when the pressure is on the most, all the things I said then have become true. And I hate it. I'm not gonna lie, I hate it because I'm an Arsenal fan. I want this club to win trophies. And so far, it's the straight opposite. Mikel Arteta is a vaccine to good strikers. Damn. Holy crap. As long as it doesn't cost anything. Foden being off form he hasn't been off form for years. He's been off for like half a season, something like that. But that is the beauty of Man City, to be honest. The quality they possess in the attack and midfield and everything, you never know what to expect. Literally, any player can bang at any given time. And people said, as long as once Haaland stops banging goals, they're dusted. Haaland stopped banging in goals on consistent basis for a few games. Foden stepped up, Reinders stepped up, and everyone else stepped up. They always have a player who can step up if the main striker is not contributing enough. Do you see that at Arsenal? Do you see any moments players at Arsenal? Do you see any leaders at Arsenal who can take the game by the scruff of its neck and carry it over the line? I don't. We don't have that Alexis Sanchez type of player with the type of mentality. We don't, and that is also one of the big reasons why we win nothing. Worse, maybe not in history, but definitely. Sounds like you're celebrating being right. Well, definitely not. Definitely not, because as much. I've been proven right, and I'm not talking about Arsenal. I'm talking about the things in life in general. More often than not. Quite a few more often than not. And most of the time, it's painful that I've been proven right. Because mostly the things that I predict and I see that will happen actually happen. And unfortunately, there's kind of nothing you can do about it. There are things you can do about it, but people don't listen. Let's just put it that way. And it's painful when they happen. And I don't care that people, I'm not one of those people who is going to sit here and say that I told you so. I'm never going to be that person because I'm not that type of a person. But it is painful. I'm not going to lie. Unfortunately, those things come true, and it's very painful, to say the least. Bear in mind, Foden was recovering from an injury since the Euros. Yeah, he was. Penalty to Fulham. Hey, give Emil Smith-Rowe the penalty. Give Emil Smith-Rowe the penalty. Give Emil Smith-Rowe the penalty, people. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Give ESR the pen. Give ESR the pen. Napoli are beating Bologna 2-1. Wait, let me check this. Napoli. David Neres scored, and David Neres scored again. David Neres with 2 goals against Bologna. Conte is going to win another game, 2-0. Antonio Conte is going to win the game, 2-0 to basically remain on top of the table, I guess. Oh no, it's the semi to go. It's the final. Wait, hold on. It's the Super Cup final. Never mind. To win the Super Cup. Conte is about to win the first trophy of the season for the Napoli. Conte is about to win the first trophy of the season for Napoli, by the way. And they are 2 points away from being top of the table in Serie A, so he's in contention to win Serie A as well. Interestingly enough. Doku, who so-called had no end product, has more goals in our attack. Yeah, Doku has improved on it this season. Doku is also one of those players who is very hot and cold at times. And so far, he's been actually very good. He maybe has managed to figure things out, how to actually stay hot. Like just be when he's on it, and everything. Jimenez has scored a penalty. 1-0 Fulham. Jimenez has scored a penalty. Emil Smith-Rowe has started the game. Interesting. Kevin is playing as well. Neto has, yeah, there's no argument. Van de Ven, I think. How many goals? Van de Ven has 3 goals in Premier League. Like, he's almost the same amount as our attackers. Big up Hyper Protagonist. Big up. David Neres cooking. Yeah, today he is cooking with fire. Not electricity, with fire. When it was the Ajax 1919 run, he was. Ajax actually had some very good talents. Like, it's such a shame when you see players like Donny van de Beek disappear. That's on Man United and all them, man. Ironically enough, United almost ruined Depay's career as well, until he went to Lyon, then Atletico Madrid and everything. Like, it's actually nuts to look at some Dutch players and the Ajax PSV players who move to some bigger teams and then their career just diminishes. It's painful. Doku has improved. I actually would go as far as to say that if there was like in NBA most improved player award, right, at the end of the regular season, like you have it in the NBA, I would actually give the most improved player of the season so far award to Doku. I would actually give it to Jeremy Doku. He actually has surprised me of how good and somewhat consistent he can stay at the moment. At least for me personally. Maybe you have other players you could put in that equation, but for me it's definitely Jeremy Doku. And by the way, yeah, it is what it is, yeah. So we'll see how that's going to go. We're definitely going to see how that's going to go. I'm just checking results. Egypt are losing to Zimbabwe, people, in AFCON. Egypt are losing to Zimbabwe at AFCON. Marmoush and Salah FC are doing absolutely nothing, ironically enough. It's actually insane. It is actually insane. Zimbabwe are beating Egypt. Who would have thought? Genuinely, who would have thought that something like that could happen? But that's why AFCON is beautiful to watch. It's full of surprises and everything. And it is official. It is official, people. It is fully official that Napoli has won the Super Cup of Italy. Antonio Conte adds another trophy to his name. Antonio Conte adds another trophy to his name. EA Sports FC Super Cup. Well, you get what I mean. Conte has won another trophy. Big up to Antonio Conte, another manager I wouldn't mind taking at Arsenal. But he's washed. Look at what he did at Spurs and all this crap. Come on, he won Serie A in the first season. He has won another trophy with Napoli. He's 2 points off the top of the table in Serie A and everything. Come on, man. He's actually a good manager. It's quite ironic that the managers who actually win stuff have a drought, especially specifically at Spurs. It's actually kind of nuts if you look at it overall. What the hell is going on? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But yeah, Egypt are losing to Zimbabwe at halftime in AFCON. Might need to watch that game afterwards, after the stream. 100%. That would be actually a very nice watch, I guess. Conte just gets overlooked because of his style, how he plays, because he's not eye-pleasing and everything. That is the biggest thing. We say including myself, I want to see beautiful football, right? Conte knows how to play actually some decent football. I just put it that way. If I want to watch Park the Bus, Ushe type football, I don't know where to watch it besides Arsenal at the end of the day. But if you want to watch Park the Bus for 2 years straight, I'd rather watch Diego Simeone or Antonio Conte or someone like that, because they actually win some stuff. They actually look very decent. I actually would watch that than actually watch Mikel Arteta. I'm not going to lie. At least there's some excitement. There are end-to-end games, goals both ways. Not like Arsenal hold most of the possession, get 2 shots on target, and then win a game by own goal. Like, come on, man. But overall, yeah. At the moment in Premier League, let's pull up the Premier League table. Let's pull up the Premier League table. It is a bit scary. Let's just put it that way. It is a bit scary. It is a bit scary. Arsenal currently are sitting top of the table, which is great. Christmas and everything, happy hour and all this stuff, happy meal. Let's just put it that way. We have gotten our happy meal. We are not getting the Big Mac or anything. We are just getting a happy meal at the moment, halfway through the season. Man City are second, 2 points behind us. Villa are third, 3 points behind us. Somehow we are still doing things. Somehow we are still there. It's gonna be interesting to see. We have to play Brighton and Aston Villa this year. Still, 2 games in Premier League Arsenal have remaining this year, and that is Villa at home and Brighton at home. Both games at home after Crystal Palace, right? Brighton we play on the 27th, and I think we play on the 30th. We play against Aston Villa, right? Yeah, on 30th we play against Aston Villa. It's gonna be very, very interesting to see how Arsenal come out of those games by the end of the year, because those 2 games at the end of the day will be 19 game mark, which will basically signify exactly midway through the Premier League season. And I think that is going to show a lot where Arsenal stand and where other teams stand. Let's just put it that way. It's actually quite interesting when you look at this, how far actually, at this stage at least, top 3 teams have pulled away from the 4th and 5th place. Like 7-point gap, 10-point gap between Chelsea and Liverpool. Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal. It's a 10-point gap, which technically speaking is actually quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie, but we still have to play them. There is still 21 games to go, which is a big worry. Which definitely is a big worry, because yes, we are now on top of the table, but with Arsenal, we always know that our dark times come mid-late January, early February, and sometime mid-March, towards April. Those are the 2 times when the dark times are coming for Arsenal. The question is, how we gonna look before those dark times hit? Because they're gonna hit inevitably. And I want to see how those dark times are gonna look, because for Arsenal, it's gonna be a very tough task to recover, especially with the margins of error at the moment being so small margins, guys, and everything. Definitely, it's gonna be a very, very interesting one. It's gonna be a very interesting one to see. Liverpool and Chelsea has picked up pace. Yeah, they have, but at the moment it's 10 points. It's a bit too far-fetched. to think about this. Let's just say if Chelsea and Liverpool win next 2 games and Arsenal lose their next 2 games, like hypothetically speaking, then we can talk, because then it's going to be a 4-point gap and it's going to hit the fan that everyone's above us and behind us and everyone's chasing us. And we are somewhere in between. It's like we're going to be mixed in this soup, and then and everything is going to go all haywire. But yeah, to be honest, looking at Crystal Palace, who we play tomorrow, we did a preview show this morning. If you haven't, go check it out. Drop a like, a comment, and all this good stuff, of course, people. I'm not going live tomorrow, by the way. If you didn't know, Arsenal are playing at 8 p.m. UK time, which is usually the time I go live, which means I'm not streaming tomorrow, which also means that today's stream is the last stream till, I actually don't know, December 25th or December 26th. I don't know which Christmas day, or will I not stream. Let's just put it that way. I don't know. But yeah, this will be the last stream. Tomorrow I'm not streaming, so there won't be a review show. There won't be a reaction show for the Crystal Palace game. I will upload maybe a video on Christmas Day. Just a spoiler for you all. But besides that, yeah, I'm basically gonna have an empty time for like 2-3 days at the moment. I'm not gonna stream for 2-3 days after today, because I want to take time with family. I want to take time with kids. It's holidays time. I want to spend some time with them as well. Let's be real. Villa and Brighton they are a bogey team for us. They definitely are a bogey team for us, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how we do against Brighton at home, because last year at home against Brighton, it was 1-1, but we could have lost the game and we could have won the game. And we had the 10 men. Havertz missed out one-on-one. Saka didn't reach to the ball. Aguero shot to the empty corner, but Raya made a brilliant save and everything. It could have gone either way. This year, when we played Brighton in the Carabao Cup, in the first 20 minutes of the game, you could argue Arsenal should have been 2-3-0 down, if not 4-0 down. Let's be real, 3-4-0 down. Because the chances Pirot and everyone else wasted up top were unacceptable, even for Premier League team standards who are fighting for mid-table top 10 side. Let's be real. There's no argument about that. So it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, Danny Welbeck is out, so I need to check my FPL and fix that as well, but we'll see. Havertz missing everything as usual. Yeah, that is the biggest worry here. Havertz went out one-on-one and shot it straight at the keeper. Good moves. That definitely didn't work in our favor. Let's just put it that way. But we'll see. We're definitely going to see what is what and where all this is going to go. But at the moment, Villa and Man City are chasing us. It definitely is not looking great. It 100% is not looking great. It's worrying, to say the least. Will Arsenal come out on top? It's going to be very interesting to see. Villa and mid-table club? No more, they're not. With Emery, investments, signings, and everything, they're actually doing very, very good. Very, very good. Emery has built actually a very good squad. And if you look at Aston Villa signings, right? Who did they sign this summer? And this is the nuts part. You know who Emery signed this summer? Bizet as a third-choice keeper or second-choice keeper. Victor Lindelof on loan. Jadon Sancho on loan. Harvey Elliott, who is not even playing. Liverpool are going to recall him. And Evan Gusand from Ivory Coast for the right wing. That's it. So at the end of the day, they spent literally 30 million this transfer window. They spent 30 million. Oh, my back is killing me. 30 million this transfer window, and they are right there up with us. Genuinely right there up with us. Which is actually kind of unique and insane to think about, if you are going from that point of view. And what players did they lose? For sake of an argument, Jacob Ramsey, Kessler Hayden, Liam Bailey, Berenecha, Alex Moreno, Felipe Coutinho, Dendoka, Olsen. They have lost quite a few somewhat decent squad long overall players. Courtney House, Marcus Rashford, Alex De Sassi, Marco Asensio. They all were balling for Emery last year. Say what you want about Unai Emery. But he knows how to get attacking clicking. He knows how to get the best out of your attack. He knows how to play exciting football, and he knows how to win a cup for you. He is a cup manager. You don't become you don't say that lightly, because he has won Europa League 3 years in a row with Sevilla. Then he did it with Villarreal. Obviously, he lost some marbles with Arsenal when we played Chelsea, but that's a different story, obviously. I still believe if Emery got the 1 billion one that Arteta has gotten, if he got the same backing that Arteta has gotten, the same patience, the same PR, and everything, we would have won, I would say, 3, 4, if not 5 times more trophies than Mikel Arteta has won right now. Let's just put it that way. And have a better squad. And they have better attack than us to some degree. They have very good depth. They have players who actually fight and just run, and they sweat blood and tears for the badge. They do it properly, and it's working for them to a very high degree. And big up for Unai Emery for making the team that way. Literally just like it was at Sevilla and Villarreal at the time. Fantastic. Just fantastic. Props to Unai Emery for that. But yeah, people, I'm gonna sign off for today. Last stream for the next 2-3 days. Christmas is coming up. Need to take some care of some stuff. Need to do some things. So for the day, like the stream, subscribe. Gonna see you all in few days. But for today, I'm signing off. Hopefully Arsenal don't disappoint us tomorrow. And I'm gonna see you, as I said, in a few days. And hopefully you're gonna still be here.